the Japanese yen. But overall, what I'm just trying to get you guys to see is why I was confident to take buy scalps today, right? So you have all the pieces of the puzzle that I try to put together in my mind to give me confidence to expose my capital and, take the risk. Alrighty, what's going on, everybody? Real quick. This is going to be a CYPRX tracking video. I believe it's number either 17 or 18. And I just want to show you guys how in the chat, literally step by step, trying and attempting to show you guys this. Okay, give you guys on Monday. It's Monday night here. Well, Tuesday morning now, collectively speaking, but straight up on the first day of the week, beautiful buy scenarios called out to the absolute pip, tracking and giving you guys fundamental updates as the market sessions roll out before and after. So giving you guys, what to be paying attention to before price action analysis, given the fundamental backdrop, price setups, okay? And then giving you guys the after when the news comes out, keeping you all in the loop on what to be paying attention to step by step, okay? Not only am I doing this and giving you guys updates, typing all this stuff out for you all, but at the same time, I'm live trading the market, okay? So all of this is very possible. You just have to see with your own eyes what it is that we're attempting to show you guys here in the market, myself included. Okay. So we're going to start with the overall analysis, which was my primary attention center for the next 2 days. I mentioned to you guys was GBP JPY until Wednesday and Thursday, along with Friday when the release of the crucial UK and US data during the Asia session comes out, right? So just giving you guys an overall perspective of what it is that I was focused on, particularly looking at GBP JPY. So you all knew in advance what I was going to be looking at. Gave you guys the Bank of Japan's policy stance, future considerations to be paying attention to, and then some potential cautious moves that we could see as we had the interest rates and the policy decision from the Bank of Japan that was set to come out during today's trading session, which it did. Overall, just looking at some of the key highlights that I gave you guys, if you want to sift through and you want to read all these, overall, there was no change in monetary policy stance. The Bank of Japan decided that they need to maintain a loose monetary policy stance for an extended period of time. However, following the monetary policy decision, what had we been talking about in previous video breakdowns to be paying attention to that could potentially weigh on the Great British Pound up against the Japanese yen temporarily? Any comments via a hawkish stance or potential comments on tweaking yield curve control from the Bank of Japan Governor Ueda. And we got some of that today. So again, I'm going to show you how talking about all of this in advance, right? You guys can even see, I said, pay attention to rumors of any policy tweaking by the Bank of Japan that could potentially trigger a rumor-driven event exerting selling pressure on GBP JPY. So I specifically told you guys what to be paying attention to, where I'd be looking at buying from, and what would need to happen in order for me to reverse my bias from bullish, looking for buying opportunities, to bearish, looking for sells, and completely revamping my analysis, right? With a breakdown. So let's go over this, okay? So as we headed into today's London session, this is the last update. I have screenshots with timestamps so you guys can see in the live market what I'm looking at, and I'll go over that piece by piece. So overall, giving you guys the highlights on everything that you need to know, looking at the overall policy decision from the Bank of Japan, maintaining a loose monetary policy stance, as long as the higher time frame structure holds, i.e. the hourly and above. So if we were to go to a naked chart, so there's not a whole bunch of drawings on the chart, so you guys can see, looking at the hourly and above, zooming out, let's get rid of the session indicators. I was still seeing that we were maintaining this bullish price action, i.e. every single time prices come down into these demand regions, prices held, and we've seen buyers come back in control. So on the higher time frame, when I say given the monetary policy stance was still ultra loose, or they needed to keep a loose monetary policy stance for longer, I was looking for these scenarios to continue to come into fruition, where every single time we see a dip down into these demand regions, we see buyers come back into the market. So I was under the overall higher time frame analysis that as long as this area holds, I'm going to be looking for buys. And I told you guys that as well in the chat. You just want to give you guys clear. So I said right here, I'm watching to see if we can hold above the 187.100 to 187.200. If you go back to the higher time frame, you can see that that's roughly around the bottom area at these lows. 187, the lowest area comes in at roughly around 187.200, and the lowest area previous to that comes at around 187.100. So that was my perspective higher time frame. In combination with the macro, which has been GBP JPY bullish because of the divergence between the Bank of Japan and the Bank of England, right? So although there was some selling pressure today during London session, we're starting to see some stability in the trading pair overall, looking to see what happens given the next couple of trading days, surrounding the fact that we do have some interesting UK data that's probably going to shape the directional bias of the Great British Pound up against the Japanese yen. But overall, what I'm just trying to get you guys to see is why I was confident to take buy scalps today, right? So you have all the pieces of the puzzle that I try to put together in my mind to give me confidence to expose my capital and, take the risk. Okay. So anybody confused on higher time frame and macro? All right. So as price went along, let's go back to my analysis. So as price went along, this was again at 8:43 p.m. So that was when price was roughly around here. We started to see the data release come out. We started to see the market start to make a decision on what it wanted to do, right? And that's when I mentioned to you guys, I want to see price pull back down into a discount. I've also mentioned to you guys in previous video breakdowns that London session, if they're going to buy and they get past price action at a high before their session opens, 9 times out of 10, it results in a sell. So let's look at the messages and when I sent these things to you guys so you can see how important it is to pay attention. So at 10:56 p.m. here in California, I said comments from UEDA are moving GJ. GJ is in our second area of interest. Pay attention. I mentioned a potential pullback. And you can see here in the analysis that I sent you guys, what were we originally looking for? Either buy continuations from the 188.500 for continuation moves higher, or a pullback down into these deltas for a reversal if the market came back down into these discounted areas. And that's the scenario that we got. We got a pullback down into these discounted areas, and price in the lower time frame was showing signs of a reversal. I even let you guys know that as well. So you can see right here, that's when I mentioned to you guys to be paying attention to comments from UEDA. Then at 12:02 a.m., okay, that's when price action was at a high. What did I say? Yen is remaining firm overall after comments from UEDA, right? So why, if the yen, looking at Reuters live, right, they give out information like a couple of seconds after it comes out, but they were giving live updates. I copied and pasted the link to you guys so you guys could go check it out, right here. Okay. And we were seeing some strength because of Governor Ueda's comments. Here's all those comments right here. If you guys don't follow these individuals on Twitter to get the live updates, you guys are more than welcome to. Just go and click the link and then it'll take you to the Twitter and you can go, follow them on the live market. But looking at the updates, I was saying to myself, okay, we got some hawkish comments from Governor Ueda, and that's most likely going to temporarily weigh on the Great British Pound and give some strength to the yen, right? At the same time, remember, we're keeping in mind the macro has been buys on GBP JPY, divergence between the Bank of England and the Bank of Japan, and now higher time frame, technically wise, prices at a discount and staying and remaining bullish above deltas, right? So yen remaining firm overall after Governor Ueda's comments. I messaged that to you guys at 12:02 a.m. and we saw that pullback. Now, pay more attention. So as the market rolled over 1:01 a.m., so about an hour later from when I put this out to you guys, look at the message I said and look at where price was at. Let's see if we can see a reversal for buys. Why do you guys think I was saying that? thinking about everything that I just broke down to you guys, right? Monetary policy stance from the Bank of England, or sorry, the Bank of Japan still loose. Okay. Temporary comments from Governor Ueda pushing price down into a discount from where banks previously bought from before London session. Looking at where London session, pre-London session bought from down here at the top of this delta, all I was simply doing, this is how easy it was, is I was looking at this structure as a failure swing low here where the market failed to create a swing low and break down beneath the delta. I was looking at this as a higher low, higher high formation. And I was looking at this bullish leg as my new range to say, okay, as long as price does not break beneath this low, I can look for sound risk to reward ratios to expose my capital, which means I'm getting a minimum amount of risk, right? Because I'm putting my stop loss beneath a low. Okay. And I'm trying to maximize my reward. Well, if the banks aren't going to target lows, then most likely what are they going to do? They're going to start to target highs, which gives me a good risk to reward profile to say, okay, now if the banks aren't going to target these lows, I can give myself some good risk exposure, 1 to 1.5%, and start to look for a reversal to catch a move to come back up into these three highs here. Again, retail traders that did not catch the overall bearish move pre-London are attempting to scale in their positions now to chase the market, right? They're manipulating people with all these bearish candlesticks. And then boom, they reverse the market. Here at CYPRX, we have the what? We have the delta zones. And you can see now going into the lower time frame. All right. I didn't catch this move here. I'll show you guys where I entered. All right. But I just want to show you what I was looking at and why I sent you all this message. So that was the 3-minute chart. Let's jump down to the 1 minute so you guys can see the pattern and when I sent the message out. So at 1:01 a.m., considering everything that I've shown you up to this point, now that we're on the 1 minute time frame, think about it. We're now in about 15-minute time frame discount. We're in higher time frame discount, and we have the Bank of Japan sticking to a loose monetary policy stance. So I was piecing those things together, seeing that the market created a low here. We then liquidated those lows, and we created the same pattern that we did on the higher time frame, now on the lower time frame, where we're seeing bears equally matched, failure swing low, bullish momentum, signaling out the bearish move here. And then after that came into fruition, what do we have here? The same time I sent you the message, I was witnessing a higher low being formed in the market that led to a higher high. Once that higher high was formed, all I simply did was when the market pulled back, respected the bottom of this delta, I entered in for buy positions, safe stop loss, nice and tight beneath the low. An extended stop loss for that firm safety in case price pulls back a little bit would be beneath this low. And again, you're minimizing your risk, maximizing your reward, targeting these highs. And sure enough, here's my trade. Right, you guys can see I entered at the 187.72. So I entered up here in this area and simply scaled out of my position. You can see, let's just go. I want to show you how long this trade took me. It's going to blow your mind, guys. Okay, look at this screenshot. 1:19 a.m. I made $754 and closed the trade. So let's just look at my overall risk to reward. So at 1:01 a.m. is when I entered the trade, or roughly around the area of time that I entered the trade. And 20 minutes later is when I exited the trade. So this was my trade right here. It took 20 minutes from entry to exit after violating a high, in and out of the market, not greedy, taking my profit, and done for the day. Boom, $700 in a session. I'm still floating in the trade right now. I have about 1.25 lots running. The trade's sitting about $150 in profit. Am I upset that I closed the trade early and that it's still running? No, absolutely not, because I was able to do this and I'm able to do this and I've shown you guys this on a consistent basis. So if I want to come to the market tomorrow, most likely I know, given my win rate, is above 86% right now, that I'm going to be able to do the same market tomorrow. So why sit here and be greedy, right? Take my money. The only reason why I'm still up right now is because I'm breaking this down for you guys. And you can see literally in the live market, piece by piece, given the timestamps and where I send the messages out to you guys. Please show me another influencer that's doing this. Please. Piece by piece, you can see where I'm putting out the information out to you guys. So hopefully you all are paying attention. I know it's kind of hard, right? And even at the end of the day, if you're just looking back and you're learning, I don't want you guys to feel overwhelmed, like you have to turn your notifications on and track everything that I'm saying. But looking back, hopefully post analysis, after the trade plays out, you guys are going back and you're actually seeing why I'm putting this stuff out to you all, when I'm putting it out to you all, and what it is that I'm teaching you all and how to pay attention to it. All right. So, anyways, many blessings to you guys. Even if you take all of this stuff off the charts and you know nothing about fundamentals, this was a simple reversal pattern. Even if you've just gone over the PDFs that provides in the chat. Okay. He literally gives these beautiful, beautiful screenshots and PDFs on how to react to price action at and around the deltas. Obviously, of course, it's up to you to piece together all the extra fundamental pudding, but I'm telling you all right now, oops, that's another sell scenario. It's super clutch. Literally this pattern right here, this pattern right here, an institutional scalper screenshot is the same exact pattern. Look at this, literally clutch that GJ just did to the freaking T. Add a delta. It's literally identical. Okay. So we're not sitting here fruiting around trying to just teach you guys a bunch of bull crap. This is real market stuff right here. It's not hard. And yeah, 2024 is going to be a serious year to level up. All the people that want to pay attention to this stuff and are tracking it, telling you all right now, this money, it's time to tap in, guys and gals. All right, so blessings to you guys. I'll update you all with a text tomorrow on how the market digests all this information as we head into New York. And then I do have a private call with someone tomorrow evening at about 9 p.m. So we'll see if we're going to have a tracking Zoom tomorrow. But this is just an update overall